Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm here with another board game review, and today I'll be telling you that why you should play Marital Bliss. Marital Bliss is a different kind of party game which is only going to be for two players. It's meant for couples, as you might guess from the name of the game. And the objective of this game is, well, kind of good, because the objective is that you do good for each other rather than do bad things to each other during a game, which is kind of a refreshing take. And the actual game is a meta game which is happening outside in the real world while the game is happening in the background. So if you have played a game called Don't Get Got, then this game might feel very similar to it, or at least in concept. But even if you have not played or don't know about Don't Get Got, then I'm going to explain how this game is going to work. So let me come closer to the table and I will show you how this game actually works. In Marital Bliss, you will have a huge deck of objective cards, and these objective cards are going to represent the different kind of tasks that you are going to do to earn points. And this game is going to be not just played on a table, but it's going to be running for around a week. So what you're going to do is each player, this game can be played in cooperative and competitive mode, but I'm going to explain to you the competitive rules first, and then cooperative would be much easier to understand later on. So for example, if a husband and a wife are going to play, and that's how I played this game with my wife over our anniversary, which was kind of thematic as well. So what we did was that you will take a set number of cards. So each player, the husband and the wife, will take equal number of cards, and these cards are going to represent different kind of objectives, different kind of artwork, as well as a title, some objective that you need to do, points, as well as some additional points that you can earn called brownie points as well. Once the cards are with you, you're going to secretly look at the objective cards that are given to you. So for example, maybe these are the cards that I have. I'm going to look at each one of them and then see what are the objectives that I need to do. For example, this, I'm going to read some of them. I'm not going to spoil too many of them, but at least I have to tell some of them so that you have an idea. For example, this one says that cuddle or snuggle with your spouse, and if I am able to do it, I'm going to get 5 points, but I can get additional points which are called the brownie points if I'm able to, while watching a horror movie, I do the cuddle or snuggle while watching a movie or a show together. So if we are watching a show together and I cuddle her at that time, so it tells me to be more intimate with my significant other, and if I'm able to do it, I'll be getting 5 points. Another example: send your spouse a text or email and say something nice to her. So you don't just send a funny video of a cat to her, but you have to say something nice as well. So it might be surprising to her that you don't call me normally, you don't send me emails normally, you don't send me texts normally, but you just sent her text that I miss you, for example, I miss your beautiful hair, something like that. But brownie point is reference something funny from your past. So if you can reference something funny as well, you can get additional point. Last example I will say is your mission: do a chore that is normally the other person's job. It can be any chore. So for example, normally you never do the dishes, you never do the laundry, you never clean the house, but if you are doing it now, then you get to complete that point. So that's why rather than just a text may be worth 3 points, but this activity is worth 5 points. And brownie point is do it 2 times in a row. So you don't vacuum the house once, you do it the next day as well. So these are the kind of objectives that you will be doing. Again, all are nice things that you get to do for your significant other. And I just love that concept for a game, that you're not just playing a game, but it's actually building a healthy relationship, while in the back of your hand it's a meta game happening and you are gaining points, but also building a healthy relationship with someone else. And I just love that concept. What you are essentially trying to do is complete as many as possible objectives and get as many points as possible, and at the end of those 7 days, at the end of the week, you will be comparing your score with your other significant other, because your significant other also has their own missions which they will be trying to complete. So if they have completed their objectives as well, then they will be scoring their points, and in the end your scores will be compared, and accordingly whoever has more scores completed, more chores completed, more activities, objectives completed, then they will be crowned the winner and they will be getting some reward. But before I go into the reward, there is one twist that's going to happen, and that twist is that these activities or objectives need to be done without getting caught. So if you were doing a house chore, you were vacuuming the house, and your wife knows that you hate doing any kind of those kind of chores, especially vacuuming, she might say, "Are you doing this for the game?" If she says something, or anyone else, your significant other says something like that, that "Are you doing this for the game?" or in that essence, then you have to reveal that objective that yes, you caught me. So you have to do it with pure intentions, so that it looks spontaneous as well, so that it looks normal as well. So if you do it with such cunning effect, then it might be worth it and you might get the points. But if you do it sloppily, maybe you will get caught and you will not get those points, so it will be worth 0 points. For example, if I had to do this task, I might be setting up a scene. Okay, I have to vacuum the house, but if I vacuum up the house right now, my wife is going to catch me and understand that I'm doing it for this activity. What I might do is I will spill some chips on the carpet, and I feel so ashamed. "Oh, sorry honey, I made a mistake. It's a mess now, but don't worry, don't be angry. This is my mess. I'm going to pick it up." And then I bring the vacuum and vacuum it up. So she knows that I'm feeling guilty for the spillage that I made, maybe. And while doing it, I do the chore for the whole house. Maybe that's one way. Or maybe another way would be that I wait, and you have a 7-day cushion period to complete the task, to find the perfect timing for that task. So I keep telling my wife, I keep preparing in her head that, "Oh, wife, I feel so bad for you. You do all the chores of the house. Maybe we need some help." Things like that. I start building up that she does too much for the house. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. And I try to find a day when she's feeling tired. And the day she's feeling tired, I say, "I'm putting my foot down. I've been keep saying to you that you need to take care of your health more, and I won't let you do the chores today. So I will be doing the chores." And then I will go and maybe wash the dishes or do something else, which I normally do as well. So she doesn't spot it instantaneously that I'm doing something out of the ordinary, but while doing it, I also go and then pick up the vacuum also and do it as well, that you're not going to get off that sofa. Just watch your favorite show, TV show, and I'm going to go do that chore. And I do that chore. So she's feeling like a royalty that, okay, today he's taking care because I'm feeling low, I'm feeling tired, I'm not feeling healthy. And he has been saying for a while that I need help. So he does these 2 other chores. He's just taking care of just another chore. And if you can cover your main chore among a cover of other activities, then you might be just able to pull it off. So you are trying to sneakily do things, but in the end, who is getting the advantage of doing those sneaky things? Well, it's your significant other. So it's never harmful if someone else is getting to be happy because of those sneaky things. So the end justifies the mean. Yeah. And the means were good as well in this case. So it's a win-win situation. And that's the whole concept. So with that twist, you have to manage that you are trying to do things without getting caught. Now, at the start of the game though, you are given a choice when you have these cards available in your hand. If you think that you are unable to complete any of these quests, you can just refuse and return that card at that time. You have that option in the start, but if you accept that mission and you are unable to complete it, it can count towards your negative points as well. So you have to be careful. Only accept if you're really able, if you really think you can pull it off. So with all those twists, at the end of the days, at the end of the time period, you are all going to show your objectives and then say that how did you complete your objectives, when did you complete it, and this is how I did, etc, etc. So it's a fun reconciliation of the events that happened in the week that you can do. And then comes the fun part. You will be deciding who is going to win based upon the scores that have been done. Now, based upon the scores, the game also comes with a reward deck. Now, in this reward deck, so the backside is different. So your mission cards are these blue backs, whereas the reward cards come with a crown and a question mark. I don't know why question mark, but anyway, a crown on the back. And these are the reward cards. So you're going to shuffle them up and then get the rewards from them. And these can be things like, well, for example, pamper my bottom. So reward is, your majesty must be treated like royalty for a day. So if this is the reward that I select, then I must be treated like a royalty for a day. So someone has to bow all day long. They have to treat me with words like, your highness, this is the dish for you, things like that. Other rewards can be rent a nice hotel room or pick out a bed and breakfast for the weekend. Reward can be go on a picnic date. Reward can be a bubble bath prepared by your spouse, include music, beverage, candles, scented soaps, etc. So there are a bunch of these rewards that are going to be there in the game. And you can always have fun ideas. Even you are running out of ideas, just shuffle a card and pick from here and you will have ideas what you're going to do. For example, slow dance to a song of your choice. Maybe that's a reward. So such lovely rewards that are going to be there in the game that you can try out. So of course there are going to be this game is going to be perfect for events when you're going to do maybe it's anniversary, maybe it's your significant other's birthday, and when you want to do. But even if you're doing it on normal days, well, it's just going to be bring happiness in your life. And I just have to give this game a perfect score just for that concept itself, that there is no harm in playing this, and you just don't need any separate time to sit around a table and play with cards. You're not doing any of it. You're just separating 5 minutes to pick out these cards and then select the missions, and then you're off. Then you're doing your normal house chores, and that itself becomes a game in itself. And that's such a lovely concept. Now, the game also comes with some wild cards, both for the missions as well as rewards. So in case you think that you can make something specific to your lifestyle as well, you can write on them. You can make your own objectives, you can make your own rewards, or just use them. Don't even write on them. They can act as a wild, so it's your choice what you make out of them. So if it's a wild reward, you select what reward I want. You make up something. I want to go on a movie. I want $50 to go and spend on a saloon. Whatever comes to your mind. So there is option for that as well. It's your game. The game comes with that statement as well. It's your game, so make it fun for yourself. So that's how the competitive game is going to happen, that both are competing and only one person is going to be the winner. Now if you're playing this game in a cooperative mode, then both of you are going to be getting these missions, and you are going to try to complete those missions and get points. And the whole idea is there is a points criteria. You have to have enough points to get a reward which both of you are going to enjoy. And that's the whole concept of the cooperative section. So if you don't like, well, I don't see why you won't be playing this in a competitive way, because doing the tasks themselves, doing the chores themselves is a reward in itself, at least in my opinion. But anyway, so that's Marital Bliss. Now comparing it to the previous game that I said, Don't Get Got. Don't Get Got is more for your younger generation parties, more for a bigger crowd. The main difference is going to be that that has more rousing, more challenging kind of missions that come in it. So for example, it might ask you to change the someone's ringtone. It might ask you to force someone to look under the table. It might ask you that force someone to ask you about something else, wear their clothes, etc., etc. So it might have more bigger kind of or more funnier kind of objectives as well, but those have to be completed within a certain party's time frame, and that's the main kind of difference between don't get got. And so when your guests arrive, then you give them those objective cards, and then they have to complete them without getting caught as well. So the whole concept is same, but I think thematically Marital Bliss is a much superior product. But if you're looking for a more funny kind of game, then this might not be funny. It's a more spiritual experience in my opinion. But if you're looking for something funny, then Don't Get Got might be the better choice for you. So that's the short comparison of the two games, but in my opinion, I'll be keeping this copy of Marital Bliss. Just lovely concept, and if you're looking for something to spice up your normal boring life, this is boring life but with a game attached to it, to make things more beautiful with your significant other. So comes as a recommendation from my side. So that's it from me. I hope this gave you enough idea about if this game is going to be good enough for you or not. That's it for me. Happy gaming.